Welcome to the podcast. My guest today is Mike Hocker, and he's over here today. He's going to talk about Depot Day Galion 2024. Welcome back.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
And when I say welcome back, Mike, for those of you that remember the old program I used to have years ago, the half-hour programs, Mike was on several times talking about pioneer cooking. He's got a very good background in many different things, so I welcome you back over.
Great.
Good to see you.
Yep, great.
Today we're doing this podcast because we're going to talk again about Depot Day 2024, which is going to take place on Saturday, May 4th.
Yep.
I'm going to repeat that again. Saturday, May 4th from 10 to 4 in the afternoon over at the Big Four Depot in Galion, Ohio. Now, I will let Mike expound more about this, and we're going to get into a conversation probably about rail and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, actually, to give you a little background, the Friends of the Big Four Depot is a group that its mission is to pretty much just promote the history of the depot, and the city owns and manages the depot through the Freeze Foundation. They acquired it back in 2000, I think it was, and coincidentally, the depot was dedicated in 2000 because it was built in 1900.
There you go.
So that tells you how far back that building goes. It's a gorgeous sandstone Queen Anne depot. There's probably only a few of them left in the United States like that. It has a sister depot up in Berea if you want to go exploring someday. But at any rate, our depot is now coming back to life. We have received a big grant, and in fact, right now, if you drove by, you'd think that there probably wasn't anything going on coming up on May 4th because they're in the midst of putting in new sewer and water and electric running new infrastructure, and they're going to be paving the parking lot. So hopefully everything's going to be, the dust is going to be settled for May 4th, and we'll be able to open up the depot again and open up the pavilion, and there's going to be a lot of fun things to do that Saturday.
All right, maybe you want to expound a little bit about what are some of the things that's going to take place on May 4th, and then we'll go back talking about rail transportation in general.
We have Crawford County Arts Council coming in. We have Operation Lifesaver, which is a rail safety organization. They come in and they bring goodies for the kids, and they do some little talks, little vignettes about train safety. You know, those little things like don't try to cross the tracks when an 11,200-ton train is coming at you because you won't win.
Yes.
And they let people know that the things that you need to do to when you're around train tracks. There are going to be displays. We have a couple people in our organization who are real model train buffs, so that's always kind of fun to see what they've got for the day. And like I mentioned, Crawford County Arts Council, they always have some fun things for kids. Live music, as far as I know now, we've got, and I don't know who they are, I haven't heard yet, but we'll have some live music on the grounds. We'll have the Messy Bun, which is a food truck, so your stomach is taken care of if you're going to be walking around the depot that day. We'll have some items for sale. We'll have some raffle items. In fact, I'm even going to be talking about what happened right here at the depot on that day many, many years ago, different kinds of events that happened there. So it's going to be a lot of fun, something for everybody. And just take advantage of getting, if you've never been inside the depot, it's a pretty cool building to look at.
Well, now, you and I had this little conversation. We kind of started it, so we're going to just take it on air. Let's put it that way. And I know you have a history background as well as I did. I taught it and everything else. But we got to talking a little bit about passenger rail.
Right.
What kind of seems like old is going to become new again.
You know, if you've been to Europe and Japan, you know that other countries just assume passenger rail is a part of life, and people get around that way very conveniently. America used to have that, and we forget that. Well, our kids and our grandkids don't even have an idea unless they read the history books. But it's coming back. It has to come back because our roads are getting more and more plugged up. This was the reason this building existed was because people rode the train. And so here you have a chance to step back in time, so to speak, and then imagine what this could be like again.
Yes.
And with our state now rumbling about a Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati corridor of not going to say high-speed rail, but it really doesn't matter. You get from point A to point B and so forth with a new rail system. This is kind of a fun thing to check out, because it's really going to, wouldn't it be neat to jump on a train and go up, catch a Guardians game, or go shopping in Cleveland, or go down to Cincinnati, and not have to worry about white knuckling in the snow, just sit back on a train. Or for that matter, if you got a business trip in Cincinnati, all of these things are made very logically good sense by riding a train. So let's hope it comes back. But meanwhile, let's have fun with something that's very old and that once held many, many passengers.
It's kind of funny you bring this up, because I remember in the about 86 or 87, 1986 or 87, this keeps constantly coming up over various decades. Well, we're going to see if we can't get a bond passed to get this Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati thing going. Then it, excuse my language, but it dies until the next thing, and then some crisis happens, and then it's forgotten, and then it keeps coming back. It's
yeah, let's do a study to do a study.
Yeah, let's to
do a study.
So I guess the point I'm saying is, we really hope this time that maybe there might be some momentum to this for moving this forth.
Yeah, and if you look at Central Ohio and you put a pin on Crawford County,
sure,
don't put it in Galion, don't put it in Crestline, you know, don't put it in Bucyrus, but put it in Crawford County. Within that 40, 50-mile radius of wanting to jump on a train and making easy access to the rest of the world, so to speak, because you can connect in other larger cities.
Absolutely.
This is a really important thing for us. It doesn't matter where it is in Crawford County. And of course, Amtrak right now is rumbling about Crestline, and that's great. I'm 2 blocks from the depot, but do you think I'd mind driving 4 miles to Crestline to go jump back on a train? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
see, you're like me. Let's just get it.
Let's just get it. Yeah.
You know, the community that gets it, there'll be more than enough spillover.
Yeah,
it's not.
That's right.
I think if everybody gets a little bit too excited about, well, we need it more than they do, well, I got news for you. It'll help everybody. Just get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Is that kind of what your thought would be on that?
That's my thought. And I thought of something too I need to mention. This year we're going to have T-shirts available. And hopefully you'll be able to pretty much customize your color, and your size, of course, is always important. And so we'll have someone actually in the pavilion ironing on a T-shirt that you kind of design on your own. So that's kind of a fun thing.
All right. I'm going to kind of maybe, I think we've kind of covered about everything other than me doing like another wrap again to remind everybody that, again, this is the Depot Day Guide is going to be take place on Saturday, May 4th at the Big 4 Depot in Galion, Ohio, from the hours roughly of 10 to 4 p.m., 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For information, I believe this number, if I can read it correctly, is you can reach out by phone to 419-468-2944. I believe that's correct. Am I right there, Mike?
Yes, that's correct.
And or you can go to Gmail, or if you want to find out more, there's a Gmail here. I see that Friends of the Big 4 at Gmail.
And we have a Facebook page.
That's where I wanted to go to, because most people are going to go to that. Go ahead and tell about that.
It's just a Facebook page that type in Friends of the Galion Big 4 Depot. I know it sounds like a lot, but it'll come up.
Friends of the Galion Big 4 Depot on Facebook, and this will give you all the information about the various things. There's going to be tours and talks and all kinds of things, and food and items for sale, et cetera, et cetera.
Right, exactly.
And as they used to say in the old commercials, and that's not all.
Yeah.
So just be there. That's the main thing, is be there on Saturday, May 4th.
You'll have fun. Yeah, it'll be a fun time.
All right. Anything else you'd like to mention in maybe the closing?
No, I can't think of anything other than, come with an interest in anything you want in rail. We probably got it for you.
I'm sure you do.
There's going to be people to talk to you about it.
Wonderful. Again, I want to thank Mike Hocker. Thank you very much for coming over to talk about Depot Day Galion, taking place again on Saturday, May 4th. from 10 a.m. to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, why don't you give that Facebook again, because I know a lot of people will go on that, please.
Sure, that's Friends of the Galion, Big 4 Depot.
All right.
And that'll get you there.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.